Hello, everyone. Hope you're having a wonderful day. This one will be on time. Before we get into our Bible trivia, I want to ask you a question. Did you hear about the mathematician who was afraid of negative numbers? Well, he'll stop at nothing to avoid them. Oh, all right. Let's get into our Bible trivia. 10 questions worth a point apiece and 2 bonus questions worth 3 points apiece. And you know the spiel by now, they're bonus. So you can either take them or you don't have to answer them. But if you miss them, you miss 3 points on each one. All right, here we go. Number 1. When Annas was finished interrogating Jesus, to whom did he send Jesus? Was it the angry mob, Caiaphas, or Pontius Pilate? John 18, verse 24 tells us that he sent him to Caiaphas. Number 2, as Jesus was being taken to Caiaphas, who was following behind? Was it Peter, the disciples, or Judas? Matthew 26, verse 58 tells us the answer is Peter. Number 3, who was assembled at Caiaphas' house for the hearing? Was it Roman soldiers, the disciples, or all chief priests, elders, and scribes? Matthew 26, verses 57, of course, tells us the answer is all chief priests, elders, and scribes. I turn my phone down. It's making all kinds of noise. I don't usually have it on. Give me just a second. And of course, it's being stubborn. And we put this on vibrate. All right. Sorry for the delay on this. I'm not going to edit this out either because I don't have time today. All right. Let's see. Where was I? Okay. Question number 4. What was the chief priest and the council of the Sanhedrin trying to obtain? Was it the truth, evidence against the disciples, or false testimony? Matthew 26, verse 59 tells us that it's false testimony. Number 5, how many false witnesses came forward to testify? None, 2, or 43? Matthew 26, verse 60 tells us that it was 2. All right, here is your bonus question. How did Jesus respond to the 2 false witnesses who testified against him? How did Jesus respond to the 2 false witnesses that testified against him? Matthew 26, verse 63 tells us that he kept silent. All right, here's our next set of questions. Number 1, in the upper room, a dispute arose among the disciples as to which one of them was what? The oldest, the greatest, or the most learned? Luke 22, verse 44 tells us the answer is they were arguing who is the greatest. Number 2, what did Jesus do to teach his disciples to serve one another? He prayed for them, he served them food, or he washed their feet? John 13, verse number 5, of course, tells us the answer is he washed their feet. Number 3, in the upper room, why did Jesus say he was troubled in spirit? He was concerned for his mother, he knew he'd be betrayed, or he was worried about leaving the disciples? John 13, verse 21 tells us that he knew he'd be betrayed. Number 4, at the Last Supper, to whom did Jesus give a morsel of bread? Was it Luke, Judas, or John? John 13, verse 26 tells us, of course, the answer is Judas. Number 5, what happened to Judas after receiving the morsel? Satan entered him, he ran out of the room, or the other disciples questioned him? John 13, verse 27 tells us the answer is that Satan entered him. Here's your final bonus question. What did Jesus say to Judas? What did Jesus say to Judas? John 13, verse 27 tells us, he says, what you do, do quickly. Of course, we know that Judas, of course, he's going to betray him. Sad, sad thing, but also a good thing because all of it was part of God's plan. Had it not happened, then Jesus wouldn't have went to the cross. So anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Sorry about my phone buzzing in there and taking so long to do that, but I hope everybody has a good one.